Hello everyone and welcome to Christy ColeArtistry. Thank you for joining me tonight, and thank you to all of my current subscribers and to 3 new subscribers, Deandra Pretty, Brian Keith Waters, and Gwen Shumway. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for joining us tonight. Before I get started on our first painting of our series of 5 that I kind of told you about last video, I wanted to show you my progress on my Valentine painting. I've only gotten the gold on so far, so I haven't finished the embellishments yet, but I promise I will get it done soon. I've just been really busy with work and also with videos. As you know, with vacation, I've had to get some videos out ahead of time, and so I'm just catching up now, but I will get it done and I will show you the final results, and I hope you all like it. So thank you for all of you that sent in emails and comments telling me to go ahead and use the gold. I've done that, and then now I just want to finish the embellishments on it, and that coat just dried. So I will try my best to get it done someplace in between the 5-part series that I'm doing right now. So if you watched my last video, I said I was doing this 5-part series, and I was going to start out with a small 8x10 canvas, and then we are going to work our way up to a 16x20 canvas. So on a small 8x10 canvas, it's really hard to do a good blowout on that in a Dutch pour, although I have seen Rinska Dona do it marvelously. But to me, it's just a small canvas. So I like to use these canvases for cup pours, and I have saved a lot of cups of paint now. So I've picked out 4 colors that I'm going to use that I have cups already for. And this one is a blue. It was actually a scraping from painting quite a while ago. So this is one that I scraped off the table. This is some leftover from some art that I was doing. I think it was for like gifts and things. I can't remember, but that one's kind of old. And then orange is from this orange is from, honestly don't remember, but that's an orange I'm using. And then you've seen my bronze. I have a little bit left, so I'm going to use it tonight. And then I do have this Artist Loft Titanium White. It's a level 2 painting that has some cell creator in it, so I'm going to use this as an accent color, hopefully to help get a little bit of cells in this cup pour. So again, this is a tiny painting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a small cup. I'm not going to fill it very full, because if I went to the top, this poor canvas would be just dripping in paint, and we don't want that. We still want a nice cup pour. So I am going to tilt the camera down so that you can watch me fill the cup for the cup pour, and then we'll get started. So I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and I zoomed in the camera because again, this is a tiny canvas, so I wanted you to be able to see what we were doing. I am going to put on some gloves, only for the fact that cup pours get to be really messy, and I'm going to be using that bronze. And a lot of these metallic colors tend to stick to the skin and not want to come off, and being that, you know, as I've said many a times, I have a full-time job, I don't want my fingers all painted on. All right, so I'm going to use this blue, and again, this was a scraping from a painting not that long ago. Here is a more recent one. They're almost the same color, but honestly, what it is when it drips off the canvas and out on to these mats, if I have enough there, I will scrape it. And this is the one I did the other night, so I'm keeping that. This one's a little bit older, so I'm going to take the lid off. And I have shaken these up a bit. So they should be quite nicely mixed. We've used our bronze more recently than these other ones. Alright, but here we go. So the idea on this one is that the bronze, these 2 colors, I'm just going to say the bronze and the muted blue, are just going to be accents against the ultramarine blue and the orange. okay? Because orange and blue are complementary colors, so we want them to show up a little bit more. Keep in mind when you're doing a cup pour, it doesn't matter if it's a giant cup pour or a small cup pour, the color that goes in first into your cup is going to be the last color on your canvas, okay? So if you are just going to use filler at the top, that's fine, because it's going to pour on first and spread out and probably go off the canvas. So the color that you want to stay as your focal point color at the end of the pour needs to be on the bottom. I hope that makes sense, because I know it took me a while to figure out, okay, how do I do this so that I get what I want left at the end? And that's how you do it. So I'm going to start out with the ultramarine blue. Actually, I'm going to start out with a little bit of white, because white is always a good starter color. Okay. And then I'm going to put in the ultramarine blue. And literally, let's see, there we go. Literally, so you pour it in, and then I like to pour them down the side. And I know a lot of people do dirty cup pours, but I like to layer them. So I'm going to layer them, okay, like so. Orange next. Okay, and again, this is a tiny canvas, so we don't need a lot of paint. I'm going to use the ultramarine blue for another layer, a little bit less this time. The orange. And now I'm going to add bronze. Okay, so we're building our layers. After the bronze, I'm going to use the muted blue scrapings. Okay. And then I'm going to start with the ultramarine again. And we're going to put the ultramarine in. Then we are going to do the orange again. Okay, ultramarine blue again. The orange again. Okay, now we're almost to the end, so we're going to put some more bronze in. And again, we're going to use the muted blue. And then I am going to finish this one off with some more white, because like I said, the white is going to go pour out first, and so it will help the rest of these colors flow. So now if you can see the cup, you can see our layers of paint. Okay, so let's pour it out. I'm going to, I think I want to just do a center pour. I haven't done that in a while. So I'm going to just let it go, and then I'm going to start trying to create some kind of design. You can swirl it if you wish. I mean, you can do anything you want to get some sort of design. And keep in mind, this is a tight design right now, but this is going to be poured over and stretched. Okay, so I'm using all of the extras that's left to cover the sides. And there we go. Here's our cup. Alright, now just so I can preserve what's left of these paints, because sometimes you just need a drop or two, I'm going to put my lids on and get these out of the way. Whoops! I think this one's had enough of me. It's squished. Okay, there we go. Get those out of the way. Put my cap on my white. Now, it doesn't look very pretty yet. It looks kind of crazy, actually. The bronze is really taking over. I see the orange and I see some ultramarine blue. What I'm hoping will happen is when I start pouring this off, it'll stretch the blue and the orange out. So we're going to torch, just like we do with every other thing. We need to torch our little puddle, okay? And then we're going to pour. So cup pour, you pour the cup, and then you start tilting it. Watch your composition, because you need to cover all the corners. But at the same time, you don't want to lose too much of what you did. Like, I don't want to lose all that ultramarine blue, so I have to be careful to bring it back fast enough to keep some of that while still covering the entire canvas. Okay, so I'm going to show you right now. See how much it's stretched already? We've already stretched out a bunch of the colors, so you're starting to see the colors now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a tappy here, because as you can see it's really dry in here, and I don't want to lose all that ultramarine blue, but we need the sides covered. See? So these sides need to have some paint on them, so when it keeps running off it'll cover. Alright, now I'm going to go back this way because I want to stretch that blue out. I really like how that blue looks. And I'm going to pour off quite a bit on this corner, because the orange and the blue, as you see, are now quite visible. And I'm going to stretch the orange back over this direction in the hopes to regain some of the orange as well. Okay, we've got that. I'm going to go down here a little bit. Sorry you can't see this very well. I'll show you in just a second. But you just keep tilting until you just, you find what you like. So like I've stretched the blue, so I love the blue and the white in here, and we do have cells from the white. Orange, a little too much bronze I think for me. So I am going to try to pour some more of the bronze off while keeping the orange and the blue. Tilt it all the way this way to ensure that I have coverage on this side. Yep, this side is pretty bare, so we're going to try to bring it back that way. And there will come a point when you've stretched it and you've pushed it as far as you can and it's not going to roll off, and that's where the droppings on the table come in handy. Just going to see if we can get it to go all the way off this edge. There we go, we're getting there. That will help. It's not going to cure it all the way, but it will definitely help. And then we'll let it up. This side is covered except for the corner, so we'll cover the corner. And with these cup pours you can tap with the colors on the table, because the color patterns are usually quite crazy like this, and they will match on the sides. So like we have this drip down here where it's not perfect, but when it dries it's going to look like it belongs there. Or I could just, pick up some blue here and encourage it to go off, if I want to here. Because again, it's a cup pour, and it's kind of crazy. So, how I look at cup pours, you can get some really nice, if you're on a giant canvas and you took these colors, think about how stretched out they would be. So like these blue waves would be much wider and thicker. But on this small canvas, it's really tight, which I'm fine with. If I wanted to, I could, swirl it. I could add more blue and tilt it some more or whatever. But I think because this is an example of a cup pour for you and for new viewers, I'm gonna pull it down a little bit farther just to get some more blue down here, and then I'm gonna leave it because I'm okay with it. One of the cup pours that I did on a video quite a while ago was maroon, white, gold, and I want to say black, but I don't think so. And when I was done, it looked like an absolutely gorgeous marble tile. And that's what I called it, marble tile. It was beautiful. So as you can see, it's very slowly now starting to go down because it's starting to to dry. And I'm just going to try to stretch it just a little bit more to get some more of that pretty blue in there. Now, if you didn't like it, you can always scrape it and do it again. But I'm okay with it because, again, this is an example of cup pour. Okay, so this is an example of a cup pour using scrapings and old paints that you used for other things, and I just want to use up so you're not wasting them. And this is not enough to scrape up, but it is a nice brown, but it's not enough to scrape up. So we're going to leave that. We are going to take off our gloves, and I'm going to get the camera and I'm going to bring you down so that you can, oh, I should have left this over here, huh? I'm going to bring you down so that you can see this up close. It is really, interesting. And if it had a glossy shine on it, it'd be really pretty. It's quite small, so it would fit pretty much anywhere. And you can do a series of these, like you could do a small one, a bigger one, and a bigger one, and use the same colors and pour them the same, but then tilt them differently and make a set. The possibilities of pour painting are endless. So here's a good example of a cup pour, and I'm going to grab the camera and I will bring you down. So I'll be right back. So first thing I'm going to show you is our pour cup. That was our layers. Okay, and there is some paint left in here. I don't think there's enough to mix and make a brown, although it was an interesting brown, I thought. But here is our painting. So this is a cup pour, and this is, like I said, just a layered cup pour using some old paint cups that I had from other pours, putting them into the cup, pouring them on, and then tilting them until you get a design that you like. And I'm okay with this. It's kind of crazy looking, which is what I like in a cup pour. But again, you could have poured it in a different sequence. You could have poured it in stripes and then done it. You could have poured it and moved the cup back and forth. And we're going to be experimenting with those techniques over the next, like I said, 5 paintings. I'm going to be doing 2 more cup pours, and then the last 2 will be either large cup pours, or there'll be a combination of cup pour and Dutch pour. So keep watching. But this is number 1 of a 5-part series on other types of pour painting. So thank you for joining me tonight. Really appreciate all of you. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to my I don't want to say old subscribers, all of my subscribers. I really appreciate you. So until my next video in 3 days, take care, and I'll talk to you then. Bye!